So the first step is actually believing that the dream is a reality and living life as if the dream is a reality, even though the dream hasn't showed up yet. When I first started motivational speaking, it was a dream. And I was telling everybody, I'm going to be a motivational speaker. So I had someone say, man, I've heard you talk about you want to be a motivational speaker so long. How about you don't do it? But part of me didn't believe it. But when it clicked, something she said to me clicked that day. And I went and I finally believed and I started talking. And when I went, the first thing I did, I went to Toastmasters. And I was sitting in front of Toastmasters and said, my name is Chris Hampton and I am a motivational speaker. Now, was I a motivational speaker at that time? Nobody knew me. My name, they didn't know my message, they didn't know my brand, they didn't know nothing. Then I got bold and said, my name is Chris Hampton, I'm a global teacher. I did that during COVID. And I remember going to a conference and this lady was sitting next to me and said, you just been on COVID, so we done switched to global. So it reset the whole entire field. And I started innovating behind the scenes, right? And then she said, oh, you're COVID global. I was like, oh no, she didn't want to say, oh no. Because I was speaking in Africa, I was speaking in Australia, I was speaking in Indonesia. I just went to India in January. So COVID global led me to be global. What you talking about now? But I had to live it as if I was in it. And we have to live it even though it's there. If we want to be advocates of change, and we're saying change is coming and we're going to be the advocates of change, then we walk like we're advocates of change before that happens. That's what happens. That's how things happen, is you're walking in it before you do it, right? And then strategies start coming. So now you have plans, now you can start building and acting strategies. So hopefully I took the long way around answering that question, but that was the question of how you do it. You got to believe it, you got to walk like it's done, and you start making plans to get it done, all right? And it doesn't have to be big changes. As I'm going to talk about the types of leaders, it doesn't take big change to move the boat most of the time. And that's the reason why most of us don't step into leadership, because we think that it's the big changes that move the boat. But sometimes it's the small things that makes the catalyst for change. Black Lives Matter was started as a small thing. And because that small thing and that small step, it turned into a movement, right? One person can shift it, and that one step in leadership can shift the whole culture, okay? Let's go on types of leaders, because I think this is my favorite part of this whole entire thing, is the types of leaders, I think. So let's go to the next screen and talk about the types of leaders. All right, am I on? Yeah. So there's types of leaders that we have, and we're going to talk about these types of leaders and where you show up, because in this room right now, you fit the category of a type of leader. There's the personal leader, which everybody should be in the personal leader spot. And we're going to break this down. There's personal leadership, because it starts with you. You have visionary leaderships, revolutionary leaders, evolutionary leaders, missionary leaders, and community leaders. Okay? These are, you'll see yourself in one of these types or a combo of these, right? But these are the types of leaders that can be present in a community. And it's very important that you can recognize, and I'll explain why.